Your friendly neighborhood stoner Johnny Vegas here with the second part of this Rams franchise game. We're down to the Baltimore Ravens 13-0, and they have the ball. They're driving down the field after halftime. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at jvegas420. And Flacco gets sacked by Bannon there. Very nice play. Yes, I love the defensive line for the Ravens, and they're really fun to play with. And Justin Bannon, 10-year man out of Colorado, comes up with the sack on that play. Very nice. Very, very nice. I wonder when they drafted him, like the Rams. I wonder if he was drafted as a Ram and he's been a Ram this whole time, or where he's been at. We'll check it out, actually. So Flacco comes out in the shotgun. Ed Dickinson on the left side with his two other wide receiver buddies. They hand it off to Ray Rice up the middle, and it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play, holding offense. And it's already 2nd and 20, so it's going to be... I'm going to decline the penalty. Actually, I'm going to accept the penalty. It's going to be 2nd and 30 for them on the 33-yard line. And we're going to play some zone here because they're going to be passing. So there you see they hand the ball off to Ray Rice there. I wasn't looking. Anyway... Alright, so Flacco coming out in the shotgun with his, it looks like his fullback on his right side, his running back on his left side. Bolden lined up on the left side, leading the game in receiving today. He passes it over back to Bolden, and Bolden cannot come up with a catch. Luckily, the ball didn't get picked off. And here I see Justin Bannon's stats. I'm just going to let you guys know, this is the only year he's played on the Rams. He previously played for the Denver Broncos last season for just the season, and he also played for the Baltimore Ravens from 06 to 09, and he was drafted a Bill, I think, because his stats go all the way back to only being a Bill, and he was on the Bills for 4 years also, just like the Baltimore Ravens. So he's been on some good defensive teams then. Him being on the Rams means that possibly, the Rams are just trying to build up their defense here. They like their offense. So there you see Jones making a couple nice moves, going to the outside, and he gets it down to their own 35-yard line. And the Rams are going to come out here with Sam Bradford and hope he just doesn't turn the ball over, hope he gets the ball down the field and can score a touchdown here before the quarter ends because they really need it. Anyway, that was some fun little info on Justin Bannon there. Yeah, he's a beast. Alright, so we're going to pitch the ball out to Steve Jackson here. And he's going to cut it to the inside. And he just rams some people over. And gains about 9 on the play. He's running just over 2.5 yards a carry so far in this game. We haven't really been handing the ball off to him too much because the linebackers for this team are insane. So here we see nothing open. We have to throw it away. Luckily, there's a receiver in the area, so we don't get called for intentional grounding. And that'll be 3rd and 1 for us here, guys. So I'm just going to hand the ball off to Jackson. And since he's such a big motherfucker, I'm just going to hope that he gets the first down here. We spread them all out. We hand the ball off. Jackson goes up the middle, and he doesn't come up with it. So we're going to come right back out and run the same play. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what happened. We're going to make sure that it's on this side. We're going to motion him out. And there goes Miller. There goes Jackson. Jackson cuts to the outside. Can't break the tackle. It's brought down after a gain of about 5 or 6. And that'll be a first down for the Rams. So slowly but surely the Rams are getting down the field. Not charging like Rams right now, but more like trotting like goats. And Bradford rolls out, tosses it to his tight end, but his tight end for some reason was looking at the painted lines of the sideline. We're going to see what the fuck Kendricks was doing here. Kendricks, he totally just fucked me. So we'll see what he did here. So Sam, he goes around to the right side, and he tosses it on a jump pass. And look at what Kendricks is doing here on this play. Do you see him? Look at this. What are you doing, Kendricks? What are you looking at? That line's not painted right. The line on the ground? Yeah. That's painted, that's not painted right. It's not straight. Stop looking at the damn line, Kendricks. Turn around and catch the fucking ball. That would have been a fucking first down. So we're going to hope Jones shakes the guy in the safety spot out here. And it looks like he might. But oh my god, who was that? Number 24 for the Ravens comes up with the play. That is Dominique Foxworth, 7-year man out of Maryland. And he makes a terrific play defensively there, as I just didn't wait long enough to get the pass off. It would have been wide open. So Bradford lines up in the shotgun, and he's going to motion his tight end out to the left side. And Miller will block. Bradford throwing to square there. And number 55 comes up with the play. None other than Terrell Suggs out of Arizona State. And he almost gets the pick there. So we're going to have to punt it away again to the Baltimore Ravens. And we're going to hope we pin them deep. So there's the kick. And that's going to go into the end zone. And they'll get prime field position at the 20-yard line. And we're going to have to stop them here. We need something from our defense. Going into the fourth quarter, we need something going on. It's not good for us to be not producing on offense when this should be more of an offensive team. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we need to improve on something here. And I think what we're going to need to improve on is our receiving core. We have a good... Actually, no. We need maybe a better defensive running game, like linebackers. I mean, we do have Tutupu, don't we? Or is that on the... I think we do have Tutupu. We have a couple other people that are decent. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with this team. I don't know why we're not producing. I don't know why we're playing like shit. And Flacco hands the ball off to Rice, and he cuts to the inside, and Jesus! Can he get better blocking than that? 6 rushes for 50 yards on the game, and I believe he has the only touchdown. Actually, no, that's a lie. Anquan Bolden got the only touchdown in the game. And that'll be the end of the third quarter with the score, the Ravens 13, the Rams 0. You know how they do that in the game? That's all fucking off. Or they go, the Ravens 13, the Rams 0. All fucked up. Alright, sorry. I'm sorry for trying to be funny. Ed Dickinson, he gets the reception, 4th of the game, 37 yards total today, and he's got a couple key first down plays for the Ravens. So far so bad on the trying to defend Joe Flacco and his crazy passing game, and they just get a first down on the first play. So they're saying, you know, we're gonna drive down the field, we're gonna fuck you guys right in the ass with no lube. You see Flacco again, play action, throws it out to Leach. Leach is wide open. Butler brings him down past the first down marker, and that's a gain of 13 yards. So even the fullback comes up with a play there, and we just look like shit on defense today. So we're going to see exactly what we're going to do. And Joe Flacco lines up in strong eye, and he motions over his tight end Pitta to the left side. Flacco hands the ball off to Rice, and he gets brought down in the backfield. But he pushes himself forward for a gain of 1 yard. I don't know how that guy does it. He's small, but he's tank. He's fast, but he's elusive. What the fuck? I mean, he's fast, but he's strong. He's elusive, but big-shouldered. I don't know, man. He's kind of like a Barry Sanders type guy. He can move around. He can do these things. He can stiff arm. And he can also just plow through a bunch of tackles. So there, his backup Williams gets brought down by James Hall, the defensive end. Yeah, defensive end, 12-year man out of Michigan. And there's no gain on that play. So Ricky Williams, that's Ricky Williams. The Ricky Williams, not any other Ricky Williams you might be thinking of, but the Ricky Williams. And we're going to look at the Ricky Williams stats here just because it's interesting to see what's going on with him as far as the way his career has gone. I think he's a good back. I find him to be pretty a fun back to use on the games. And he used to be all bearded up and long haired, and now he has no hair and shaved, and he's all clean shaven. Not that I'm checking the dude out, but it's weird. And he's from San Diego, California. That's where he was born. So native where I'm at. He went to Texas and he went to college in Texas, at Texas. And we're gonna take a look at what he did in his career here. So I'm looking up his stats just right as we're playing, and we stopped them on 4th down like we needed to. They punt the ball, it ends up in the end zone. We get the ball on the 20-yard line, down 2 scores with 3 minutes left. Looks like the Rams are probably going to lose this game if I can't do anything about it. So Ricky Williams, he started his career obviously on the Saints, and he did fairly decent. He had two of the 3 rushing years in. Oh my God, did I just do that? Okay. Give me a second really quick so I can run this play. Alright, so Gibson gets a catch for 2 yards. Sam Bradford's 5 for 12 for 36 yards. He's doing shitty. Anyway, so Ricky Williams, 2 out of the 3 years he spent in New Orleans from 1999 to 2001, he had over 1,000-yard rushing seasons. And then he goes to Miami for 8 years. He was in Miami for 8 years. And he has only 3,000-yard rushing years in his career. And one of them was actually fairly recently in 2009, where he was averaging 4.7 yards a carry, almost the highest in his career since he went to Miami, where he was averaging 4.8. And that last time that he had the high average was the year that he had the highest amount of yards he ever got in his career. Interesting. So, I don't know, maybe teams aren't utilizing him well, and Jones comes up with the catch there that we really needed that. And we're going to come out and try to go no huddle again. I know I'm not paying attention to the game. I pretty much think that we can't win this because there's just not enough time. So, especially with the accelerated clock, there's just not enough time for me to come back. And Jones, I heave it deep to Jones, and Jones comes up with the catch as I user switch to him, and we're just going to I was going to say call timeout, but we're going to let it go to the 2-minute warning, and that was what we actually really needed right there, was that play. I'm going to have to go for a touchdown here down the center of the field to Jones once again. He seems to be the only guy open all the time on this team, and he gets smashed after he could have caught it and made a big thing. He also is a pretty good receiver. When in 2000, Ricky Williams, he had about almost 500 yards. He had a little bit over 500 yards receiving, and that was the same year that he rushed for over 1,200 yards. That was the year before he rushed for 1,800 yards on his career, and that was the best year he ever had. And that year, he was rushing. He rushed for 1,245. He was averaging 4 yards a carry. So I don't know, man. He seems to be a good back, and he seems to be, and that'll be the game right there. And if I don't score on the next play, there's no possible way I'm going to be able to get the ball back and score again unless I get the onside kick. And there's Dressing down the center, and he can't come up with a fucking catch. And that'll be 3rd down. So yeah, some interesting stuff on Ricky Williams there. I don't know if anybody gives a shit about him. I obviously like him because he smoked weed. So he's alright. He's, and just a little tidbit of information, actually. He actually had a pass completion in his career. He's 1 for 3 in his career, passing. And the completion came on a game when he played for New Orleans, his 2nd year. He went 1 for 1 with the 34-yard pass. That's pretty interesting. I found that interesting. There's the touchdown pass we needed to Dressen. That was inbounds. That's a touchdown. And the ref signals a touchdown, and Dressen After looking at the lines painted, figured out, maybe I just figured out what he was looking at. He was looking at precisely how far away his foot was from the line, so he could feel that. He'd feel that feeling of his foot being inches from the line. And right there, it pays off. It pays off. He gets a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone, drags the 2 feet in, and celebrates with his team while now they're down 6. What do you do in this situation? Onside all day, right? But we're not going to do just any onside. We're going to do surprise onside. So here we go, surprise onside kick. Let's see if our team can get the ball back. That's an opening, and they almost grab it. You need to see this play. We need to revisit that instantaneously by replay. And here is the kick. And there you see McLean go to the ground, and it just teleports into his hands. But look how close Hull is to grabbing this before it teleports into his hands. Hull's hand is right there, and it just glitches right into his hands, in McLean's hand. Look how close that was. That would have been our ball. That's after 10 yards, barely. And it just glitches into his hands. Son of a bitch. So we're going to look at the stats after this game. Follow me on Twitter at Wk.3. Like and subscribe. Say it a lot. I have to say it because people don't do it if I don't say it. And also, the Ravens are a pretty good team to use on here. I might use the Ravens for online. I usually use, when I play online, I'll use the Jets because of Revis Island, and I'll use the Panthers sometimes. I like running around with Cam Newton. He's quick and he can throw on the run. I might start using the Eagles now too, John, now that they're shittier and I can actually use them without people bitching at me. And like I can now, and I'm pretty good with Vince Young, so I guess I should call a timeout here. Just I wasn't paying attention. Everybody's probably gonna get mad at me for that one. If we can tackle him here, and he doesn't get the first down, then that's a first down, and that'll be game. Good game to the Ravens. 13-7, another loss late in the game. It's tempting me to just add another minute to the quarters, because if I would have had another minute, it would have been 2:29. I would have kicked it off to them. I had 3 timeouts. Would have had a chance to stop the game from them basically kneeling the fucking clock out. And I'm not gonna waste a timeout to stop them. They can run out the clock. It was a good game, and they deserve the win. They played better. I barely scored in the 4th. At the end during crunch time, they had shut me down the whole game. The only touchdown pass going to Bannon, and Steve Jackson with the fumble recovery, not having the greatest game running. And I'll use my timeout here for 2nd and 12. And this next play, they'll just run it one more time, and then it'll be the game. We'll look at the stats here at the end of the game. I'll let you guys see player of the game and all that after the game's over. And thank you for tuning in. Sadly, we lose one against the Ravens. This Rams team needs some work on defense. But it was a defensive game. I made some mistakes on offense. There was some fumble issues. There was no connection between the quarterback and the receivers, and I feel like I don't have a connection with these receivers yet. I barely feel like there you see Anquan Bolden as the Player of the Game award for his 3-reception, 90-yard game and his touchdown here that they're about to show. He just completely burns my team. That was such a burn that he missed the tackle there. Fletcher can't bring him down, grabbing at his ankles. And Bolden cheering for the touchdown. That'll be the end of the game. 13-7 final score. And we're moving into the stat portion of the video. We had more yards total than they did. They had more passing yards, so we're going to look at the quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, 140 rating. He didn't complete 3 passes. Wow. 12 for 15, 192 yards and a touchdown for Flacco. Bradford, 10 for 20, 116, and a touchdown for him too, to Dressen. Steve Jackson, 13 for 37. Ray Rice, 10 for 61. Cadillac, 2 for -1 for us. Ricky Williams, 2 for 5 for them. And we'll move into receiving really quick. Anquan Bolden leading the game in yards. 3 receptions for 90 and a touchdown. And we look over here, and Jacoby Jones had 4 receptions, leading the game with Ed Dickinson in receptions. And Jacoby had 64 yards on 4 receptions. Dickinson is 4 for 37, and Dressen with the touchdown pass had 2 receptions or the touchdown catch had 2 receptions for 24 yards. Lee Evans there, another notable guy, had a touchdown, or not a touchdown, 2 receptions for 37 yards. And that's where we'll leave this one after I look at defensive plays. No picks in the game, so we won't look at that. There's a sacks. So Bannon and Chris Long get the sacks in this one. Laurinaitis and Bodden share in the wealth. No sacks. They didn't sack. They didn't sack Sam Bradford, so that's good for the O-line. And leading the game in tackles, even though I don't care, was James Laurinaitis, Al Harris right behind him, and Terrell Suggs, Dominique Foxworth for the Baltimore Ravens. So subscribe if you haven't. Thank you, subscribers, for listening and watching and liking the videos and being chill and staying tuned. And this is the end of the Rams Week 3 video. If you want to contact me, you know where to get me. Twitter at jvegas420. This was your friendly neighborhood stoner, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay tuned for the Created Team franchise. See you guys later.